This video is an addendum to the Building the Better Guitar Scale method. If you haven't watched that video, the material in this one won't make much sense to you. Here's a link to that video. Previously, we learned to build patterns forwards and backwards horizontally along the neck. In this video, we will learn to extend those patterns vertically and begin building out the grand unification pattern. The vertical order of shapes along one string is the exact same as the horizontal order across the strings. If you're playing a pattern and the next shape forward on the horizontal order is Y, your next vertical shape upwards will also be Y. Similarly, if your next shape backwards is X, your next shape downwards will also be X. In other words, moving forward and up are the same, and moving backwards and down are the same. There are only two simple rules for playing shapes on a single string. Rule number 1. When going from shape X to shape X, the next pattern is played on the next fret up, or the next fret down. Rule number 2. All other shape transitions are played 2 frets up or 2 frets down. You'll probably want to pause the video here and either screenshot these rules or write them down somewhere. You'll want something to refer to when you're doing your own practice. Let's do a practice run to see a few different ways this might play out in a real-world scenario. We'll keep it simple and do G major starting on the first scale degree. Find G on the fretboard and build pattern 1 horizontally as we learned previously. Simple enough, nothing new here. Let's start again, but this time moving up the fretboard on the 5th string. Play your 2 X shapes. Next comes Y, and with it, the rule to shift up 1 fret since we're not moving from X to X. Here we'll continue to build forward horizontally on our current fret position, following the rules we already know. We continue with our second Y, then Z, Z, and now we have room for a final X. In this one, we'll do 2 same string shifts. Start with X. Play your next X shape on the following fret since we're moving from X to X. Next, we'll move forward horizontally playing our Y shape. For our second Y, we'll shift up a fret since we're not moving from X to X. After that, we can build a pattern forward horizontally playing Z, Z, X, and then X again. We've just spanned 17 frets. One final example, but this time going backwards and down. We're playing a pattern backwards and we've just played an X and a Z shape. Now we want to move downward on the fretboard. Our next shape in the horizontal order is Z, so our next shape in the vertical order is also Z. We play our next Z shape, but shifting down a fret since we're not moving from X to X. Next comes Y, followed by another Y, and then our 2 starting X shapes for G major. As you can see, you can shift positions at any point in your scale regardless of string or position. When and where to do so is entirely up to you. Let's take one more fast-forward look at the scenarios we just ran through. What did we just build? The grand unification pattern. There are advantages and disadvantages to building the grand unification pattern this way. The clear advantage is that you can never get lost in the fretboard again. If you know the shape or 2 you previously played, and you know the shape you're currently playing, you will always know the next shape to play in any direction on the fretboard. This is pure, beautiful logic, and it works every time. The drawback is, depending on your level of musical athleticism, you may not be able to blaze through the large shifts at 400 beats per minute. Clever guitarists will play to their strengths and may stay within a given horizontal shape when playing fast passages and choose to shift up and down the neck during slower ones. How you approach it is entirely up to you and your current abilities. Having said that, there are other equally useful, if less logically elegant, ways of approaching the grand unification pattern. In subsequent videos, we'll look at pattern stacking, the double octave, 4 notes per string, and we'll touch on the pentatonic scale. Good luck in your practice, and thanks for watching.